Welcome to ITM410 Business-Driven Information Systems and Security. I'm Todd Vogie, and I'll be guiding you through these next few weeks. I'm a risk technical consultant for Black Knight Financial Services out of Jacksonville, Florida. I've been with my company for nearly 18 years, and over the last 5 years, worked my way into a cybersecurity role. My company does back-end mortgage loan processing for most of the largest lenders in the United States. If you or someone you know has a mortgage with Chase, Wells Fargo, SunTrust, Bank of America, or dozens of others, their data is sitting in our systems down in Jacksonville. It is my job, along with my team, to keep that data in our data center and keep it safe. I've earned the CISSP, or Certified Information Systems Security Professional, CISM, or Certified Information Systems Manager, CCFE, Certified Computer Forensics Examiner, and the CDRP, or the Certified Data Recovery Professional certifications. The first two, the CISSP and CISM, are two of the top security certifications you can get in the world. A brief intro of my background is up on Blackboard. Here's my contact information. You can also find this on Blackboard. Feel free to call, text, or email me. I'm generally available every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I would ask that before you call me that you text or email first. That way I can be sure to pick up your call. I ignore calls from numbers I don't recognize, as the spam calls I've received have grown logarithmically over the last couple of years. I generally will reply to your emails within 24 hours, most times much sooner. We'll be using two textbooks for this class. Our main book is Business-Driven Information Systems by Paige Baltzan. The class is built around the 5th edition of the book. It's a very good book with a lot of information. It'll give you a great overview of what information systems entail and how we use them in our business. The second book is the CompTIA Security Plus Guide to Network Security Fundamentals, 5th edition, by Mark Ciampa. If you were to study this book from cover to cover and understand the information, you may be able to take the CompTIA Security Plus exam for certification. It covers a wealth of information related to system and network security and the methods bad actors use to try to bust into our systems. I find it a very good read and a great overview of security best practices. So let's go over the setup we have in Blackboard. Your initial screen shows the announcements, which has my background and contact information. The Course Overview button will give you information about the module as well as our schedule for the next 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks since we have a week off during Thanksgiving. The course syllabus will take you to the syllabus and opens the PDF. Feel free to download this so you have it as necessary. We'll refer back to this time and again. We will utilize Blackboard Collaborate anytime that you would like to get on a web chat or screen share. You can also use this course room with your cohort members to meet if you'd like. All you need to do is click the room and join the course room, and you're in. You'll see that we have a setup for each week of the course. So we'll click on week 1. And in each week, you'll find that there is a theme, readings, and requirements section along with an assignment section. Each week is set up similarly. In the Themes, Reading, and Requirements link, you'll find a listing of what our theme for the week is, what readings you should be accomplishing, and gives you an overview of what you'll be seeing for that week. From time to time, there will be additional links in a week for supplemental reading. Each week, you'll be required to do a short assignment paper. Most will be 2 to 3 pages long. Some, like this one for week 1, are based off of projects or cases in the books. Others are more in-depth papers. For weeks 1 through 5, you will also have a quiz to complete. Each quiz is 5 questions long and is worth 10 points. You get 1 shot at the quiz and must finish it once you start. Your discussion board threads will be 2 to 3 questions per week. We'll discuss more about this in a little bit. Under IT program resources, we have some links that may be helpful for you. There's only a couple in here now, but we may be adding more as we go. So keep an eye on this to see if there are new resources that we may put out that you may find interesting. Our week runs from Monday through Sunday. Assignments and quizzes are due by 11:59 p.m. Sunday night for the week. Your initial discussion board replies are due by 11:59 p.m. on Thursdays, and your cohort responses are due by 11:59 p.m. on Sundays. I totally understand that sometimes life happens and that deadlines have to pass. If you run into issues and can't meet a deadline, please get with me right away when that happens so we can work out arrangements. Family, to me, definitely comes first, but I don't want you to lose sight of your degree goals either. We'll work together on solutions that fit both of our requirements. Just contact me. Your weekly discussion boards will be worth 50 points. There are a couple of things that go into making those points. First is posting on time. That's worth 5 points. Your initial responses are worth 25 points total, and your cohort replies are worth 20 points total. Each quiz, as I stated earlier, is worth 10 points. The weekly papers for weeks 1 through 6 are worth 50 points each. The rubrics are available on Blackboard for you to look at. The final presentation is 100 points and the final paper is 200 points. Late assignments will drop your score 2 points for each day late unless we have worked out other arrangements in advance. Your final paper is going to take the form of a white paper. In the syllabus, I have 5 different topic ideas. Choose one of those, or if you have another thought, let me know. If you could find a way, let's try to use this paper to add information to your final capstone project, but please discuss with me before proceeding. The final paper should be 10 to 12 pages and have a minimum of 5 different sources, which can be journal articles or periodicals. The number of pages is a guideline. If you take more than 12, that's fine. If you take less than 10, if you've covered the topic to my satisfaction, fine. The syllabus lists out the format and what each section of the white paper should encompass. Write it as a technical paper with your audience generally familiar with technology, but not familiar with what you're writing about specifically. Also, this is an individual assignment, no group work on this one, please. Please note that your final paper and presentation is due on Friday, December 14th, and not on that Sunday. This is due to when grades are due in to the registrar. You'll also be required to do a presentation. I'd ask that you record your presentation for me to view. I'd recommend a product such as what I'm using right now called Screencast-O-Matic. Feel free to use whatever you are comfortable with, even if you record it with your phone. Upload the recording to Blackboard or send me the link to the recording. Your presentation should be a high-level overview of the paper and last from 7 to 10 minutes and contain 5 to 8 slides. Again, those are guidelines. If you go over, no big deal. If you're under time and don't have much in the way of slides, your score will suffer. All I'd ask is that you have fun with it. In the syllabus and on Blackboard, the class schedule is posted on when things are due. You'll note that we have the week of Thanksgiving off. So what is it that we're going to be studying during this module? Well, in week 1, we're going to begin with the title of our course as the theme, Business-Driven Management Information Systems. The first 2 chapters of Baltzan, you're going to be getting a great overview of what we'll be talking about the entire course. In CIAMPA, you'll get an introduction to information security. Week 2, we take on the theme of e-business. The internet has really taken our view of business and how it functions and changed that view immensely. Once strong and powerful companies have become a shell of themselves or gone out of business completely. You just need to look at places like B. Dalton, Borders, Walden Books, and how they were unable to adapt to the new model. You can also see it with Sears and Kmart, along with JCPenney and Herberger's. But you also see other big companies thriving. Walmart has been able to redefine themselves and stay a powerhouse. Target is working to rebuild themselves. And then there's the behemoth Amazon, who continues to build and grow. We'll look at how e-business has grown and what it means to us as business leaders and as consumers. We'll also look at CIAMPA and see what malware and social engineering is all about. The 2 biggest methods of getting data out of an organization is through the use of malware and social engineering, and both revolve around the susceptibility of end users wanting to trust what they see and hear. The bad actors capitalize on that trust and get what they're looking for. Moving on to week 3, we start to look at infrastructure. What does it take to run these enterprise-wide systems? What is virtualization? What's the cloud? How do we make our infrastructure agile? These questions and more will be looked at in depth when you read Chapter 5 in Baltzan. To go along with the infrastructure systems you read about in Baltzan, we're also going to look at the attack vectors that bad actors use to get after that infrastructure. In Chapter 3 of CIAMPA, you'll read about application and network-based attack surfaces. And there are many different ways to attack a network. But in Chapter 7 of CIAMPA, you'll actually look at how to secure the applications and network. How can you plug those holes? In week 4, Our theme will be data and business intelligence. Here you'll learn about data, how it's gathered, folded, spindled, mutilated, analyzed, and utilized. You'll read about what constitutes good data and trustworthy data, and you'll also get into how to extrapolate the pertinent information from that data and make proper business decisions. For week 5, we look at mobile business. This has really changed how we work and interact with business. Mobility has allowed us to seamlessly work from anywhere in the world. We can also use technology to help us find places to stay, places to eat when traveling. It's changed how we interact in many facets of what we do. We wind up our discussion in week 6. Our theme is enterprise systems and how they operate in our organizations. We also look at risk and what risk means to our business. How much risk are we willing to take on? Do we transfer that risk to others? How do we mitigate the risk? It's a great discussion overall to bring the module to a close. The final week is all about getting the final paper and presentation completed. I want you to focus on this, and you'll also in the discussion boards be posting your executive summary of your paper for your cohort members to look at and evaluate. It's going to be a busy time, and by the time you get to the end of the module, we believe you'll have a greater understanding of how business takes information systems and puts them to use in creating competitive advantage. We hope you find this module informative and useful. If you have any questions at all about this video, please email or call. I'm really looking forward to working with you the next few weeks. If I can do anything to make your experience better, please don't hesitate to contact me.